Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We begin on page 12 of our prayer books. Page 12 at the top, it says, L'chun aranana, come let us sing. And that's exactly what we'll do. L'chun aranana.
Shabbat Shalom, Cantor. Shabbat Shalom, Congregation Beth Chaim. I'm so excited to see so many faces in our sanctuary tonight. Just want to give you a couple pieces of information in case you don't know. Sprinkled throughout the pews are laminated cards that have both safety information and accessibility information on them. And please feel free to ask of Hagit Sten, our board member on duty tonight, if you need help with anything, especially in the accessibility department. If you didn't have a chance yet to grab your daf, your handout that was on that music stand at the entrance to the sanctuary, you're welcome to go grab one now, as we'll use both that and the prayer book throughout our service. And while you're getting settled in, I'll set the tone. As I'm sure many of you are aware, because I can tell that some of you are here because of the thing that we are celebrating tonight. It was Yom HaShoah. The Jewish people commemorated Holocaust Remembrance Day just yesterday. We recall the 6 million Jewish souls that were lost during World War II, as well as the millions of others who were targeted because of their religion, ethnicity, political beliefs, sexual orientation, developmental or physical disabilities. Every Yom HaShoah, we repeat the refrain, never again, to remind us of our role in ensuring life and liberty for all. And those words are ringing differently for me this Shabbat as I was just walking the Freedom Trail in Boston, where our American forefathers really talked about life and liberty at length. Tonight's Shabbat service is dedicated to this day of mourning, and to help us commemorate, we are grateful that Irene Stern-Frelich has come to speak with us during services and afterward, and I'll share more about our special guest later in our service. Before we kindle the Sabbath lights, let us kindle a yahrzeit candle in memory of all who perished in the Shoah. In tandem with the powerful act of creating light, I offer up these words by Hannah Senish, who sacrificed her own life to save others at this fraught time. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the secret fastness of the heart. Blessed is the heart with strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. And while the readings of this evening's worship may strike a more somber note, I do not want us to forget to celebrate life, which we are so grateful to possess. Let us begin by inviting up our newest Jewish adult, Eliana Leibowitz, who will be called as a bat mitzvah tomorrow morning on the very same bima where her father Dan became a bar mitzvah just a few years ago. Ellie and family, please come on up as the rest of us turn to page 9 in our Siddur. Page 9.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
The blessing for the lighting of Shabbat candles is on page 2.
It's going to fall. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And we all wish you a hearty Mazal Tov, and we are looking forward to continuing the celebration tonight and tomorrow morning. We continue in our Siddur on page 14. 14, and I believe it's that last paragraph at the bottom of the page. Turn to page 20 for Lecha Dodi as we'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
B'nei Shabbat nekabelah Shamor v'zachor B'dibur echad Ki yishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad U'shmo L'shemo tiferet v'litilah Yalalai, yalalalai lecha dodi Yalalalai likrat kala Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabelah Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikerem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava Techilah Yalalai, yalalalai lecha dodi Yalalalai likrat kala Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabelah Hitoreri Kiva orech Kumi ori Uri Shir daberi Kivod Adonai Elayich nigla Yalalai, yalalalai lecha dodi Yalalalai likrat kala Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabelah
We invite you to rise in body or spirit and face the entrance as we welcome in our beloved Shabbat.
Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam besimcha uv'sohola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Yalalai, yalalalai lecha dodi Yalalalai likrat kala Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabelah Yalalalai lecha dodi Yalalalai likrat kala Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabelah
We turn the page 22, that indented paragraph in the Hebrew.
Tzaddik atamar
יפרח כארז בלבנון ישגה שתולי בבית אדוני בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובו בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולתה בו. We invite you to turn to your neighbors and greet one another. Shabbat Shalom. Introduce yourself to someone new. And Shabbat Shalom to all on YouTube. We continue on page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועמד יפרח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון וחיי תכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעמי עמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קדושה פריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירה מעלמה וימרו אמן.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Yai, 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 yai. You may be seated as we turn to our daf, that top of page 1.
Roll into dark,
Roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech. dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv ha'ravi.
Our rabbis taught 613 mitzvot were given to Moses. Micah reduced them to 3. Do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Isaiah based all the mitzvot upon 2 of them. Keep justice and righteousness. Amos saw one guiding principle upon which all 613 are founded. Seek me and live. Habakkuk expounded the Torah on the basis of a single thought. The righteous shall live by their faith. Rabbi Akiva taught, the great principle of the Torah is expressed in the mitzvah, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But Ben Azai found a principle even more fundamental. This is the story of humanity. When God created us, God made us in the divine image. And Hillel summed up the Torah in this maxim: what is hateful to you, do not do to others. The rest is commentary. You must go and study it.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
We invite you to rise in body or spirit for Shema, pages 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated as we turn to 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu etotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam amezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Ghetto, a poem by Samantha Silk. The path that we now follow is the exodus our ancestors never chose. Flooding with pain, they died not to swallow. The past spills into the river and flows. We cross a blue bridge over blue waters, just like our Jewish mothers and our Jewish fathers. We walk cobblestone streets and enter a wide open square, no longer crowded with fleets of men with guns who always glare. In the station there are lines for trains with people pushing and shoving. There's special treatment for the elderly with their canes, and people give up seats because they're loving. But I can't help but think of the lines that used to be, with people shot crying and trying to leave, when special treatment meant killing the young and elderly, and there weren't any seats for anyone to even thieve. Empty chairs around the square illuminate the shadows of people gone. and where the men sat who didn't care, as they hunted us like wolves killing a fawn. We return to this ghetto as strangers yet again. Our hearts beat in allegretto, but this time we'll live to say, Amen. Page 40.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילו עושה פלא, נורא תהילו עושה פלא. Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai. Yadadadai, 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 yadadadai,
On page 42, we skip to the third line in Hebrew.
Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha.
44 at the top.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. I invite you to rise and body your spirit as we continue on the even pages. And when we get there, we'll need the summer line for the Givorot. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע.
מוריד הטל, מחכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשמי עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך
קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. You may be seated. A request for blessings by Rich Orloff. Bless me with the courage to admit when I'm afraid, the strength to admit weakness, the wisdom to admit ignorance, the vulnerability to admit how protected I am. Bless me with the clarity to admit when I'm upset, the humility to admit arrogance, the honesty to admit my lies, the shamelessness to admit all flaws. Bless me with the capacity to bless others, without fearing it will make me feel less special. Bless me with the ability to receive all blessings and open each one with curiosity about what may be inside. And we continue together on the bottom of page 1 of your daf for a prayer for our country as we prepare to sing Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation, our community, and all of those who reside within it merit your protection and love. May our homes, our places of worship, our schools, our places of work be safe havens for growth of our minds, bodies, and souls. God of the scared, vulnerable, and compassionate, Holy One of the hopefuls, the pessimists, the optimists, merciful One of us all, infuse us with the strength to be righteous, tzedek, justice-seeking members of our community and nation. Bless our community and nation with safety and peace. Shalom Rav, page 60.
Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon, Lecho hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, Lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol eir u'b'chol sha'a lishlomecha. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We now take a few moments for silent prayer to offer up our own hopes and dreams this Erev Shabbat following Yom HaShoah, and we'll come back together in just a moment on your daf. On page 2 of your daf is our text this evening for Sfirat HaOmer, our counting of this period called the Omer, between our last major festival of Pesach, of Passover, and our next festival of Shavuot, the Feast of Weeks. And we are slowly counting up those 7 weeks, 7, that sacred number in our tradition. And so, in the spirit of that anticipation of our next festival, we join together.
לשם ייחוד קודשא בריחו ושכינתה הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר על ספירת העומר על ספירת העומר על ספירת העומר היום 13 יום שהם שבוע אחד ו6 ימים לעומר ידי
Please join me in English at the bottom of the page. Today is 13 days, which is 1 week and 6 days of the Omer. We now skip ahead in our prayer books to page 253. 253 in the middle of the page for Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. On our screen appear the names of many in our community or connected to our community in need of healing. Healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, and healing of the soul. And if you would like to add any names to this list, we invite you to do so now. For all those and many more we hold in our hearts, we sing together in the middle of 253.
Mishe Berach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Laimoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. It is now my pleasure to invite up to the bema Irene Stern-Frelich, who comes to us from Sharon, Massachusetts. In her memoir, Shattered Stars, Healing Hearts, Unraveling My Father's Holocaust Survival Story, she takes us on her transformational journey as she unravels her father's story and challenges her own beliefs about the world. The memoir came out in October 2023 and has won 3 awards, including gold from the Book Fest Awards and second place from the National Federation of Press Women, a strong proponent of First Amendment rights. Irene and her husband Seth treasure moments with their grown kids, Jonah, Josh, and Josh's partner Addie. She also enjoys playing flute, kayaking, biking, snowshoeing, and cooking. You should have brought your flute tonight. Irene is deeply grateful to the 18 courageous individuals who helped her family survive the Holocaust, some of whom she will tell us about tonight.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. It's an honor for me to be here tonight. Thank you for coming out and for inviting me. It is November 10th, 1938. My father, Walter Stern, turns 12 years old on this day. That's when Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, occurs in his home. That's the date his family flee their German home to the Netherlands. They are illegal immigrants, refugees, who are eventually given a stay by the Queen of the Netherlands. In 1940, the Germans invade the Netherlands, and my grandfather is arrested. In 1942, my father, his mother, and his 70-year-old grandmother go into hiding. They find their way to a farm where the Lansink family protect them. For 909 days, they are in hiding, in the dark, among the fleas and mice, assaulted by the stench of the cows below them, and with little food. Farmer Jan Lansink, or the boss, as my father calls him, risks his life and the lives of his grown children. And yet, the Lansink family choose to hide my family. My dad shared in his testimony video that there were 6 close call stories. Here's one of them. This is also the only story I ever heard directly from my father. He didn't share his stories with me. One summer day, it is just too hot in the attic. My father says, I heard boots, army boots, coming up the stairs. My mother and grandmother, he says, were sitting in a bedroom upstairs knitting at an open window, and I did not have enough time to get them into the attic because they were sitting 2 bedrooms down. I took the latrine into the nook, I closed the closet door, and I closed my door. I locked it up. I heard them now speak to my mother, he continues. And my mother was answering him, and they disappeared again. And then my mother and my grandmother quickly came running to the nook. They knocked on the door. I opened it. I let them in. I locked it up again, and they were pale in their face like a sheet. What did happen? Well, the tall policeman was standing in the doorway of the bedroom where my grandmother and great-grandmother were knitting, and he was blocking the view of the shorter policeman who was standing behind him. And the women could see the hat of the short policeman going over the tall policeman's shoulder, trying to see what was going on. And the tall policeman lied. He said, "It's the farmer's wife. She's not dressed well. She's getting ready for bed. Please don't look." And they turned around and walked away. The tall policeman, my father goes on to share, was a man of the Dutch underground who distributed food coupons to people in hiding. And it turns out that he was aware that Jewish people were hiding on this farm, and so he came along with the short policeman to help make sure they wouldn't be found out. Due to the strong resistance in this area, 38% of Jews in hiding survived, compared with less than 20% in the Amsterdam area. That's twice as many, but still a terrible statistic. My father's survival story, the story that I helped my father tell via audio from his testimony video and with photos from then and now, is focused on the upstanders, like Farmer Lansink and the tall policeman. And this week of Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, we recall the 6 million Jews who were murdered. The date also marks the anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising in 1943. And so I am offering up this evening's presentation in honor of all those who rise up, the upstanders, the resistance, the partisans, and those who stand up and speak out in the most challenging of times. I hope you'll enjoy me at the Oneg after services to take the journey with my father and me, and to learn about the courage, compassion, and kindness shown by so many amid the horrific devastation wrought by the Nazis and their collaborators. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Irene. We're looking forward to hearing more soon. We return to our prayer books, page 282 at the top. 282 at the top as I invite you to rise and body our spirit for Aleinu L'Shabeach, that liturgical reminder that we partner with God to make this world a better place. 282 at the top. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shehu notesh shemayim v'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shemayim mima'al, u'shchinat uzo begovhei meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo Ushemo echad.
Ushemo echad.
You may be seated as we continue on page 292. We have lived in numberless towns and villages, and in too many of them we have endured cruel suffering. Some we have forgotten, others are sealed in our memory, a wound that does not heal. 100 generations of victims and martyrs, still their blood cries out from the earth. And so many at Dachau, at Buchenwald, at Babi Yar. What can we say? What can we do? How bear the unbearable or accept what life has brought to our people? All who are born must die, but how shall we compare the slow passage of time with the callous slaughter of the innocent cut off before their time? They lived with faith, not all, but many. And surely many died with faith in God, in life, in the goodness that even flames cannot destroy. May we find a way to the strength of that faith, that trust, that sure sense that life and soul endure beyond this body's death. They have left their lives to us. Let a million prayers rise whenever Jews worship. Let a million candles glow against the darkness of these unfinished lives. We turn to page 294 as we prepare to say Mourner's Kaddish as a community, and we name those whom we have lost in recent weeks. And if I call your loved one's name, I invite you to rise in place. Several whose family members are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. Arnold Sloan, father of Laura Tiemann. Harold Waronker, father of Amy Silverstein. David Cinder, father of Lori Miller. Doris Bacall, mother of Rob Bacall. Paul Manning, brother of Stacy Jensen. Ricky Bobeck, wife of Dick Bobeck, and we continue to remember Burton Becker, former father-in-law of Cindy Becker, and remember the following yard sites, the anniversary of the passing of these loved ones. Saul Bloom, Arthur Brodsky, Elizabeth Daniel, Kenneth Esser Sr., Benjamin Feldman, Arthur Fink, Robert Gilbert, Samuel Gordon, Florence Gutterman, Sadie Kaplan, Bessie Kotowitz Chase, Masha Kowalski, Warren Cross, Cynthia Cure, Mildred Cutel and Michael Cutel, Marilyn Ruth Laster, Juno Lees, Abraham Liebhaber, Rhoda Nagler, Rose Orbach, Leah Osner, Bernard Pennock, Rose Plotnick, T. Rabbit Masterman, Natalie Rosenfeld, Howard Salas, Sarah Sava, Bud Schaffler, Tilly Weisenberg, Paul Weissman, and Kermit Wellner. And I'll invite anyone who is remembering either a survivor of the Shoah or one's family members, relatives who perished in the Shoah. I invite you to rise. And I invite everyone else to rise with you, especially as we recall all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Let us honor their memories together. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayichon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivarach le'alam u'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekudisha Brichum Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da amiran bialma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memory be a blessing, and may we continue to tell their stories. Please be seated. We now have a few announcements, but if you want to skip ahead to page 349, you'll be prepared for our closing song.
It's been wonderful to be together this evening for our Shabbat service. Thank you to Irene Stern-Freilich for speaking with us, and Mazel Tov to the Leibovich family. We hope this opportunity to spiritually connect, learn, sing, and celebrate with your Beth Chaim community was meaningful to you. I'm Chagit Sten, here tonight representing the Temple Board. After our closing benediction, please follow the clergy and Eliana to the rear of the sanctuary for Kiddush and Motzi, followed by an onic discussion in the chapel. Feel free to take your goodies from the social hall to the chapel and reconvene there to hear our special guest. Join us for Torah study and bagels tomorrow morning at 8:45. Then at 10:30, Eliana will lead our Saturday morning Shabbat service. Mazel Tov. Sunday is a busy day. Religious school begins at 9 a.m. with Kahal. Then at 9:30, all are invited to our annual congregational meeting. Join us for breakfast, time to connect with other members, and an opportunity to celebrate all we have accomplished in the past year and hear what we're planning for the next one. Later at noon, Sisterhood is making floral fabric bouquets. And now, the World Zionist Congress election, surprisingly, because some of you still haven't found the 5 minutes it takes to vote. You really didn't think that I'll forget about this, right? I'm standing here nagging you to vote due to Helena Skrzeszewska, Misha Korniuk, and Rich Tish, 3 people who decided not to be bystanders, took actions into their hands, risked their lives, and hid my father and several others for almost 3 years during the war. Voting in this election requires action on your part. Casting your vote means you're no longer a bystander. Voting means you are changed from being a bystander to being a participant. Voting allows you to have a say in your future. Vote now, this evening. And another mitzvah you can do is buy tickets for our Studio 54 casino night on May 10th. It's really just coming. We hope to see you there for a fun night and celebrating our sacred community. Keep checking your Beth Chaim emails, our bulletin, and our website for information on all our programs and more. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Vote. You heard the lady. Page 349, often considered an anthem of this solemn day.
שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, בתוך השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם. Oh God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
More poignant words by Hannah Senesh. Now we invite you all to rise one last time as we have this opportunity to bless one another. May God bless us and protect us. May God's light shine down upon us, and may God be gracious with us. May we never feel alone. May we trust that God is always close at hand, and may we be blessed with that great gift of peace. Shabbat Shalom.